Hey guys, the brand new arena just dropped, and we start off with single target arena, and there has already become a pretty defined meta. There are some variations, obviously, which I'm going to talk about in this video. I'm going to show you guys basically two teams that you could use, both based around Valderon and Gone. One of them won't have Gone, one of them will. I think Gone is actually really freaking good for this, and most chaotics are as well. You're not really going to see a lot of arbiter teams. There's one watcher team I saw that was difficult, but basically, as you can see, I'm around top 20 on this account. I was top 10 for a bit and then I lost because I was testing some things. But I'm going to show you guys the team that I am using, which is this. All things considered, the awakenings are not very high, especially for being top 20. Obviously, as more whales wake up and start to experiment and stuff, I'm going to get pushed down even more. But for now, this is what I've come up with and what I think people are going to be using for a while. Now, there are some variations, like for example, Silas can be used, but I don't really recommend using him. Instead, I would use something like a Sargak, or I would use like an A5 Wukong. You could use Kagiri in a couple teams. There's one Watcher team I saw where it was like solo Kagiri DPS. That team was strong as hell. Don't know how, but those are kind of the things that you're going to be able to use. But I do recommend most of what I am using. Ardea is the GOAT. I think Luguru is amazing. Valderon does quite a bit of damage. Elowen is great because of her rage regen, and she's a healer, which you're going to need. And then we get to Gone. The reason why Gone is so good is because the bosses in the new arena, at least for single target, hit like a truck. They have a big AoE ring around them, which does a lot of damage, and they hit like a truck. And they have a lot of HP, which is crazy. You are going to die unless you use a tank. Oleg is pretty good, and Gone is pretty good. I'll get to Oleg later. But for now, Gone just does not get hit very hard. He tanks things like crazy. I'm using him in Invig, a tanky Invig set, but Invig nonetheless. And he is not even going to get close to dying. He might not even proc his passive. He is the guy. And he is a better lord than Valderon. He is an amazing lord. He is really strong. He is the best chaotic buffer. He is amazing. And you don't even need to use Valderon, but I will because he is the DPS that I will be using. I have him in Infernal Roar right here. The gear is obviously cracked out, but it's arena. You're going up against other people. Your gear is going to have to be as good as you can make it. If your gear isn't as good, you just probably won't hit top 20, right? That's just kind of the variation there. Here's my Ardea build. My Luguru build is disgusting. I mean, anyways, we also have Flux Pendant there. He doesn't need awakenings, but I have awakenings. And then Elowen is in morale because where I will be placing her, she will not be healing any of my chaotics, which is good. But it means that Invig is not going to be put on any of them, so we're going to run morale. That is the team I will be using. Very high BP. It's a crazy team at the end of the day. But this is what it takes to kill things. Like I said, it is hard to live. And what you're going to see is with this new arena, it's more about surviving and doing a little damage than it was in the last arena, where it was all about just killing everything the second they spawn. So you're going to want to have tankiness, or you're going to want to have a chaotic team that shreds through everything. Chaotic is meta right now, especially. I don't think it's going to change. So going into it with the run, I'm just going to go through it, explain it a little bit as we go, and then I'll fight the Oleg team I talked about with Diao-chan, who's also really good. I know I didn't mention her yet. She is amazing for this. 100% inspiration. To the people that told me that Diao-chan wouldn't be good, y'all are freaking insane. Okay? Y'all need to see some help. Anyways, we're going to place down Valderon immediately. If he was A1, he would be quite a bit stronger, but we're okay for now. And the A3 would make him quite a bit better. Valderon, unfortunately, and Ardea are both pretty damn RNG dependent. So it's going to really differ on how they perform. Anyways, we do Valderon immediately, do the ult like you saw earlier, and then we put Gon down after. Gon is going to tank the hits. I mean, he's taking 1,000 freaking damage, which is crazy, while Valderon cleaned it up. And he also gives Invig to Valderon, allowing him to do more damage, which is really good. Next, we can put down Ardea. Gone is so freaking tanky that we don't actually need to place down Elwyn for a very long time. I'm going to click his ult, just keep things going at a decent pace. We're going to lose this round, but with Gone as the Lord, your early game is not going to be as good as it could be, especially if you don't have A3 Valderon like me. But your late game is going to be a lot better. So I'm not too worried. Maybe I should be a little worried, but I'm not that worried at the end of the day. I think we're in a okay spot. Here we're going to do Luguru ult, kill everything, and he's going to be struggling on his side. His Diao-Chan didn't swap due to probably poor auto. It's just how it goes. It's why I don't like using Diao-Chan, because sometimes she just won't switch. Because she doesn't start in her damage form, she starts in her other form. We're just going to keep things going. I mean, you can see the timings. My timings are not perfect by any means. This is the placements. The important thing is that Elwyn is here, and everyone else is like this. Ideally. You will have to put Elwyn like over here, or something, or over here, depending on your placements, and depending on what units you are using. Because these guys do the AoE ring, and also they do more damage when they're lower HP, all of the chaotic units. So you don't want them to get healed at all, except for Gone, obviously, because Gone is a special case. Here, we're almost tied already. This is just kind of how every fight goes, and we'll end up mopping up towards the end. I'm just kind of keeping an eye out on the monsters remaining, which is a really good feature they added. I definitely think it is a good addition to the game. Here, we're just going to mop up once again, try to outdamage him. I thought we were about to lose there, but it turns out there's a guy hiding underneath, and we should just win off of this, if we're being completely honest. Obviously, our opponent is not the best opponent ever. I've lost to maybe 4 people so far, but I've done like over 100 fights tonight, this morning. I don't know, I haven't got to sleep yet. But basically, that's the team that you can use. And I would recommend that team. Honestly, this team is really, really good. Valderon does a lot of damage. This is a non-A3 Valderon. This is an A0 Valderon, which is crazy. Sure, he has an exclusive, but you could use, Flux Pendant, Ardea, Luguru both doing a lot of damage. And then there, Valderon was hidden like a freaking truck as well. Not even a truck, a freaking freight train, which is crazy. But once that is out of the way, I want to show you guys the other team, which I'm not even going to set up because I don't know how to set it up. I have not extensively researched it, right? But this is a very strong team right here. This is a Valderon A2, Ardea, Awaken, sure, Luguru, and then they're using Oleg and Diao-Chan. Now, I was experimenting with a version with Gone instead of Oleg, but it wasn't working out. That's why I dropped so many places. But instead of using Gone as your tank, you can use Oleg. And the reason why you use Oleg is because you don't need him to get healed at all. He doesn't need healing at all, which allows you to swap your Elwyn or your healer out for Diao-Chan. And sure, Gone is a better lord, and you're losing a little bit of damage by putting Valderon as the lord, but it increases his damage. So at the end of the day, it doesn't matter that much. So what you end up having is a Diao-Chan and no need for a healer. So let me use my auto, which we've already established pretty good. It's top 20 auto currently. Obviously, things are always subject to change. New metas, new developments. This is just the initial day one. Like, this is what you should use. Here, what you're going to see is... Oh, never mind. I will try to find another one, but this guy didn't place anything properly. The auto probably broke. So let me just cut to an actual run. So, how I was saying that this isn't the proper team? I lost to it, and this is the proper team. It's just the start is a little scuffed, and I think there's some improvements that can be made. But basically, let's just go into it. I made a mistake there, because I saw him place Luguru at the bottom, and I thought it was like, oh, didn't place it properly, but it did. So he's using Luguru just to clear it immediately. You're probably better off using Valderon immediately up at the top and having him clear it. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. He takes the damage loss. Maybe this just wasn't as much damage loss as before. Who even knows at the end of the day? But like, you're going to see that he absolutely turns up for it. It's crazy. So we're getting him down to about 63% already. He's going to put down Diao-Chan, swap her immediately. And Diao-Chan does so much for this team. It is insane. He's going to place down Ardea at the back. Personally, I prefer to do Ardea or Valderon first. and then Diao-chan, and then the rest. But at the end of the day, you do it how you want to do it. I think this is going to be, a really good team. Oleg, you want to have Unshaken Will, which is the one that heals you when you get hit. And he'll just stay full HP the whole time. And now we're at a disadvantage. And maybe if I had an A3 Valderon, I would be able to compare. But the fact of the matter is we just don't have the same level of damage output. We still lost, and we killed that wave like crazy fast. My gear is insane on this account. It's insane. So the team on the right, you're gonna see. I mean, I would recommend if you don't have Gone at all, I would absolutely recommend the team on the right. Is it beatable? Yes. Is it good though? Absolutely. This is a great secondary option, or even first option. I'm not gonna blame y'all. I just wanted to show the team that I made myself and talk a little bit about it. But as you can see there, we are currently losing, and I don't lose to a lot of teams. So very impressive that an Oleg team is actually good. Though I am excited to see how the meta shapes up in the future. Obviously, we're going to see a lot of changes. Maybe new units will come out, maybe new metas, maybe new strategies. Keep in mind, we are only 5 to 6 hours in, but I got like 5 messages from people saying, hey, can you make a arena video? I don't know what the hell is happening. And I said, okay. Basically, units are tanky, units are strong. You need strong defender, you need strong attacker. If you don't have those, then you lose. There are poke teams you can make and watcher teams you can make, but I don't know how to make them because everyone is running chaotic, which is by design, obviously. So yeah, hope this helps a little bit at the very least to give you some options, give you some ideas. And I hope that you guys, find your footing in the new arena. This stuff is always hard when it comes out, but honestly, I think it's kind of rough, but also part of me thinks that it's better this way than before because arena before was something that could not get worse. So we'll see how this turns out. Thank you guys so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Like and subscribe if you would like, hit the notification bell, normal YouTuber stuff. And that's it for me. Destined signing out.